Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We know there's something special in this weird world today, and these things are collecting toys and art and music. And today I have a very special guest. His name is ShartimusPrime. Welcome, ShartimusPrime.
Thank you. Well played. Beautiful. Like it very much. Great
Just
playing.
a live impromptu and improvisation just for fun.
Yeah.
And guys, remember, maybe me and ShartimusPrime, my friends, we are the only two YouTubers of toys. We are also musicians. Therefore, maybe something could be possible in this stream, or maybe in the future, a jam session during to talk to toys. We can do everything, and this is so cool, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Hey, love that playing. It sounded really good. Like that.
So cool.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much to be a part in my traditional show, because now we have this idea going on and on with many guests. I'm very happy to have you right here, because we have together, we are both fan of a big and maybe one of the most popular famous franchise. I'm talking about Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to start. I am an old school guy in general. I want to take a closer look with you, also especially with the original cartoon of the 80s. Mm-hmm. And my first question and consideration is about the season called Transformers Super God Master Force. Did you remember? This series was the series after the Headmasters. Do you remember?
Oh, I think I do not remember that. Post Headmasters, I think around the Headmasters time is when I was starting to fizzle away from Transformers a little bit. I remember I had oh god, so what was the not the Protectors, but like I can't remember the name of the ones that were inside like the body, like it was like a Transformer inside a shell that was like two pieces.
Maybe you mean this one, because I have this from my childhood.
Yeah. And then you split
this
it
guy
open,
is
right?
Blood is the name of this guy, because you can open this guy. Inside there is a figure.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That I remember those ones. Those were like the last ones I remember, like that from my childhood. Those were like the last ones I remember picking up. And then, but the Headmasters may have been before that. But as far as the cartoon goes,
the Master was the season before and later. And because I rewatch in these days this cartoon just for fun, and for this season, it's weird. This Master Force, Super God Master Force, because it's like a restart from and it's created from Japan. And start, there's no continuity between this cartoon and the Transformers Headmasters, because you find new character, you find new Transformers, new bad guys like this one, because we remember Lord Zarak in the Headmasters and also Galvatron. But we in this series start something that not related, and I was a bit surprised for that, because what do you think in general for this concept? Because we have a good a saga. Is basically a saga. Transformers, and if you remember, season 1, season 2, season 3, Headmasters are related, because we find many characters, no? But in this season, no relationship between the characters. I don't know why. What do you think about this idea in general?
Well, I know that after the 1986 movie, it kind of ruined things for me a little bit, because I didn't want Optimus Prime to die, and I was really upset about Optimus Prime dying. So I remember as a kid, I was like, I didn't watch the show as much after that. And I remember I didn't want to watch the movie when I was a kid, because I felt that if I didn't watch Optimus Prime die, then he would never die. That was my thinking as a child. So as a child, I boycotted the Transformers movie for a while. Then later on, I had watched it, and But yeah, seasons 1 and 2 were huge for me, especially because season 2 ended with a lot more combiners and everything going into the movie. So it started to fall off for me for the cartoon after the 86 movie, but I was still getting the toys. So there's definitely, like, my love for Transformers didn't just disappear because of the movie or anything. I still, picked up a lot of toys afterwards. But yeah, it wasn't until, like, I didn't get really emotionally involved with Transformers again up until Beast Wars. Like, there's like that whole gap with the Armada. I missed that. I didn't really get into Armada, which I would like to give another try again later on. Well, now I'd like to give it another try because the animation looks amazing. So
Yes, it was so cool. And speaking of, you mentioned that a few seconds ago about the situation of Optimus Prime, because with the movie something changed, because before that it was a family friendly season. No one dies, no one. And with this movie, I was shocked because they destroyed the main hero, the main character.
yeah,
It was a
Ironhide. Like, I think Prowl and Ironhide die like really fast, like really quick in the beginning, and those are supposed to be some of the toughest Autobots, especially Ironhide, right? Like, Ironhide is supposed, Ironhide's badass, and he went out real quick. and Ratchet, like, yeah, they killed almost everybody off like right away.
Yes, maybe because the franchising needs to continue to create new toys, because I think the reason why behind the scene is that now we need to create something new. What is the escape? We can kill someone during the movie.
yeah, just kill them off and then make new ones. And I was like, so yeah, that was a bad plan of attack. Yeah, that bothered me for a while, but I've grown to like the newer characters more and more over time. Like, I still really like Cup and Blur and RC, like, I really like those characters.
Me too. I'm a big fan of the Headmasters cartoon, however. But the weird things of this series is that they reborn two times Optimus Prime. And this is weird because before they killed one, maybe because the fan was totally upset, they decided to reborn. And this is weird. And the other weirdest thing is that in the series that I mentioned before, the Super God Master Force, we have in this new series with new character a new version of Optimus Prime. There was a tracker, because they are a human being and they become a robot in the Masters Force series. And there is a guy, the driving a truck that is called Optimus Prime, and they became this Masters Force Transformers. Therefore, another weird way to give you once again Optimus Prime.
Yeah. That sounds really weird. So, is an actual human or just like a little robot guy that was driving?
No. It's actually a human that when you use some, I don't remember the English name for when you have not handcuffs, but a bracelet is the name, maybe.
Bracelet, yeah.
Bracelet, they cross the bracelets and they become Transformers.
Oh, wow. Wow, really? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Can I write down the name of this show really quick? Because I want to.
Yes, I put the name.
Headmasters Transformers?
No, the name is Transformers Super God Master Force.
Super God Master Force. I have to check this out.
Yes, so you can find it. And if you watch, if you follow, if you put the title on Google, in the video section, you can find a complete playlist of full episodes of this weird series. Mm-hmm. And they start with no Galvatron, no Mozark, and the first bad guys are this one.
Oh, wow.
This one is one of the bad guys. There are three bad guys like this. The other, I forget the name. One, this is Blood. Mm-hmm. And also other two, like this, where they appears with no reason, no related with the Headmaster. I think, what happened in this cartoon?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh, God. How many seasons did that last?
No, just one with 42 episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. That's always
And
so
after
sad.
and after that, there is another season that I forget the name.
Mhm.
Again for the G1 cartoon, and the last one is a season with only one episode that was created in 1990.
And are you talking about Beast Machines? Wait.
No, no, no. And then other name I don't remember. It needs to, but if you search
Okay.
Transformers animated on Wikipedia, you can find everything for that.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's okay. So it's like a show because yeah, the Transformers animated like came later, right? That was like 2007 or 2008, right? Something
Yes,
like
yes,
that.
they
So you're talking
and
about
yes,
before. Wait, when did Armada come out? Armada was like late 90s, wasn't it? Or early 2000s?
early 2000, I believe, early 2000.
Okay, yeah. All right. So it's all in that time frame where things are getting a little bit weird. Like when they did Beast Machines, I remember that was heartbreaking. That was like I don't know if you got it if you really got into Beast Wars or not, but I really love Beast Wars. And when they made the transition from Beast Wars to Beast Machines, they kept all the same voice actors, but they changed the characters, and they didn't just change their designs, but they changed their attitudes. So it was really weird because it was the same voice actor, but all of a sudden, like Cheetor was an asshole or a jerk. You know what I mean? Like it got really weird all of a sudden, and yeah, that I think I only watched the first episode, and I was like, nope, can't do this. Pretty bad.
And speaking of the old vintage toys of Transformers, to me, for example, I was frustrated because for some characters, the likeness between the toy and the cartoon is so bad. I mean, for example, Megatron vintage one is totally different, the character and the cartoon. What is your reaction when you was a kid of that and now for that?
Um, when I was a kid, oops, sorry, that always bothered me, and it continued. Yeah, that always bothered me. I didn't. There's some characters where it wasn't as bad, but I remember like the Ironhide one. That one really bothered me more so than Megatron, because like with at least Megatron, like the head was there. Like it looked different, but the head was still there. Like Ironhide's face was stuck in his chest. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And it comes apart and everything. Or um, and the Megatron and Optimus Prime, and they all looked a little bit different. I always had a problem with the eye color on Optimus Prime having yellow eyes. I think my
Yes.
Optimus Prime had yellow eyes, and that I remember that bothered me when I was a kid. I was like, why are his eyes yellow? Like it should be blue. Like we're all watching the same cartoon, aren't we? But I didn't know back then that the toys were made first, and then the cartoon was made to sell the toys. I didn't know that I was part of a whole marketing ploy that which I still am, I guess, in a way, because I'm still buying the stuff, but it's different now. I know what's going on. I'm aware of how people are getting their come ups from my collecting, so it's okay. I'm all right with it.
Maybe the situation between cartoon and toys looks like the same for Master of the Universe, because also Master of the Universe looks different from the Filmation one, for example.
Yeah, yeah, and with Ninja Turtles, that one threw me off a lot
Also,
too. With Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was like, how come the Splinter toy looks so mean and scary with the teeth sticking out, and in the cartoon he looked so friendly and everything. So that threw me off. But a lot of these companies, they make the toys first and then they make the cartoon after, which is kind of you know that's the way it goes a lot of the time, I guess.
also, Shredder of Playmates was, to me, when it was a cup. Also today, I never liked this figure because was looks like skinny. There's something wrong in the Shredder Playmates vintage figures
Which one?
because Shredder.
Oh, the Shredder. Oh yeah, he looks so skinny. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Mhm.
I don't like this figure also because it's too much. One, because the likeness with the cartoon totally different, obviously because the reason why we told before, but also because I don't like this version of Shredder of Playmates. I never liked these guys, and therefore, because I prefer the Shredder we saw in the show was totally different, with more charisma than this skinny guy. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't
Right,
know.
right, right.
But I don't know. And
Yeah, no, I understand. And they made him hunch over. I learned that I got to meet the sculptor of that figure, and he told me that they had a rule where the figures could only stand a certain height. They could only stand as tall as the Ninja Turtles, and the because Shredder was a human, he stood taller. So to get him to fit in the packaging, they had to make him hunch over. So all of the taller characters, that's why they all hunch over, so that they could fit the height for the package. I thought that was too funny.
looks like a Notre Dame monster. Notre Dame
Yeah,
was,
yeah, the hunchback. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, wow, okay, that makes so much sense. But yeah, I think I don't. I think they're doing much better now as far as making the toys, and at least with the new Transformers Netflix show, very cool for me to see the toys look just like the characters in that show. I like that a lot. Thought
Yeah,
that.
yes, because I believe because like in music, for example, the technology become better today. Therefore, it's possible to have also different toy, different action figure than in the old days. Then was totally different.
Yeah,
Therefore,
yeah.
this is something cool. But because both we are musicians, I want to take a closer look once again with the 1986 movie about the music of
Oh
that
yeah.
piece. Because if you listen the music and you don't watch the cartoon, the music was okay, especially the theme song of Radimus Prime received the master. Was cool. But if you watch, I remember what I saw first time in this movie, the music is too much. Uh, because I composed also some soundtrack in the past in my music career, and when you compose a soundtrack, you need to follow in the story, not become the protagonist. And to
Mhm.
me, and this is my opinion. I want to see also to know also your opinion for that. To me, the music of Transformers 1986 movie is too much protagonist. Sometimes the music this looks like something that put your concentration away from the story because it's too much. Um, Too much. The music take over the movie to me, in my opinion. In this kind of, what do you think about that?
Um, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree where you're coming from. It's almost like, here's a good example from musician to musician. I'm sure you've had a gig where there are dancers, right? Like you're playing
Yes.
piano, I play drums, but you have dancers on the stage and you're performing in it. And really, everybody watching the show they're really watching the dancers.
Yeah.
And the volume of me hitting the drums, I don't want to distract away from the dancers. I'm there to keep so that they keep I'm there to play to keep them dancing, to keep the show going. So I'm just part of the big picture, and supposed to be, it's like dancers and then the musicians, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the center of the show. Like for the Transformers movie, it's like the Transformers and then the music. And I feel like the music has to back up what's happening with the
Yeah.
Transformers. Like the musicians have to back up the dancers with what they're doing. And okay, so like the music, just like what you said, I mean, I agree with everything you said 100%. The music all by itself is fine. I like it. It's catchy. Dare, dare keep all your dreams alive. Like I like the music all on its own, but it's so, it's distracting from what you're watching. I'm pretty sure that Dare is being played during the final battle between Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Yes.
Dare to keep all your dreams alive. What does that have to do with the epic battle between two robot transforming titans in their final battle to the death? Dare! Like, it's like little, it wasn't really a match. It wasn't really a perfect match the way they put a lot of the songs together, and that to this day frustrates me. I'm like, I wish they made it a little bit more cohesive. Like the music was there to back up what was happening in front.
Yes, we are in the same page, and also because also the mix, the volume of the music was too high sometimes because it
Mm.
maybe also almost you have some trouble to understand what they say is the characters inside moment of the movie because the
Mhm.
also the volume. And speaking of the mix, was maybe the music designer maybe made also some mistake for that because sometimes the volume of the voice was a little bit
It was low.
underneath the music, and it's not good for a movie in general.
Right.
My
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like that's yeah, you have to yeah, you want to keep the mix so that you know, the vocals and the actors and everything is way up top and the music is supposed to be underneath it. That's what that's one thing I love about playing music is that you're giving yourself in the performance. It's not all about you. You're playing into it and it's so fun to play and let other people shine, but like you're still a part of it, right? Like you're playing music, those dancers are doing their thing, everybody's kind of looking at them, nobody's really paying attention to you, but the piano player, the bass player, the drummer, like we're still all a part of it. It's just their time, it's their moment, and we're there to help lift them up, and it's fun doing that. I love it. I miss that, or you know, but yeah, it's yeah,
yes, also because a group that will post a music band, but also a music band that work for a movie, a music band in a show with
Mhm.
because for example, me as a musician, I made some concert, and with this concert, I use dancer, actress, and I also play the story. Dude, it was looks like a show concert.
Mhm.
Therefore, I try to everything was a color to create the portrait. It's like with every instrument. Because imagine a concert, a rock concert without a drummer. It's impossible. And
Yeah.
the drummer is the guys behind the front band, the other guys. But without the drummer, there's nothing because the earth or the music bank has drum and bass. Without drum and bass, there's no way to create the earth, the earth and the veins of the song.
Yeah, the intensity. You need that for rock music anyway. You have to have the intensity. That has to be hard. Like it has to push. You feel it from outside, and it draws you in to the building. Yeah.
Exactly, but also because of the rhythm, the drum. For example, when I create some song, I use Pro Tools, some stuff like that.
Mhm.
I play everything with some MIDI program, for example, and I orchestrate also my song. And
Oh,
sometimes I start with the drums.
oh,
I
great.
wrote the part for the drums because giving my inspiration for the to create the
Groove.
movement of the
Yeah.
song, the groove, the loop they want to
Mhm.
create. And maybe if you have a rhythm and any way I play, I like to make a confrontation with maybe a huge energy in the drum and maybe a pad with the synthesizer, something like that. I like this made this this mashup. I like this also
Mhm.
this electronic with the piano and also because the music in my opinion I talked with that also with William Stout the last interview that he did. We
Mhm.
talks about music because we talks about cinema and movie, and the music in my opinion especially today is the is so important what we do every day like a YouTuber, like a musician, like a writer, like an artist, because both we are also an artist. We have an important role today because today we have a weird moments, weird life, weird world, and with collecting toys, with music, with art, we can stay better also in these days. What do you think about my consideration?
Well, that I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I actually wrote a song called "I Want to Be Weird." It's only like 3 chords. It's very again. I'm a drummer. You know it's very Ramones, straight ahead. I want to be weird. My kids love singing along to it, but yeah. So yeah, we're definitely in a very weird situation, and I always kind of felt like that kind of fitting a mold was never something that I was only good at doing it to a certain point. Like I felt like I could always like pretend to be what you want me to be for the day job or whatever it is, but like inside there's always something else that wanted to explore and do something different. And I feel like that weirdness, that desire to say, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn how to. I want to jump on stage and play in front of a bunch of people. I think I'm talented enough where I could do this in front of a whole bunch of people, or crazy enough to be like, hey, I don't care how old I am. I like this toy. I'm gonna buy it. All right, and I'm gonna open it, and I'm gonna pose it, and I'm gonna have fun with it. Like I'm gonna like it's there's something about that there's it takes a lot of self-confidence to be able to do those kinds of things and not let society or other people's points of view affect you and push you to be what they think you should be, and just be who you want to be and do what you enjoy doing and what's good for you. As long as you don't hurt anybody else, it's fine, right? As long as no one's getting hurt, should be fine. That's my stance. You do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting yourself or you don't hurt anybody. Should be fine.
Yes, I agree. And also, I think that every artist have a mission, especially to stay alive inside.
Mm-hmm.
The child that we have inside every inside our.
Mm-hmm.
My English sometimes goes crazy. It's weird because
it's all right. No, yeah. You're like saying like the music's inside of us. Yeah.
In our mind, we have a child inside of us, and the artists especially take this child alive, and this is important, in my opinion, because I think it's important for everyone. Because if you, in general, guys, remember, my friends, if you watch right now, everyone that watch right now this video, that is important for you. Not for me and you, Shartimus, because we still alive this part of us, but for everyone, especially in these days, it's possible still alive the child inside of you, because if you forget the child inside of you, you forget the magic of the life.
Yes, right. I can't agree with that more. Yes, that there is a special kind of joy and wonder in playing music. I mean, just starting with that, I never feel more alive than I do when I'm in the moment playing and my fellow musicians are playing, like, and everybody is locked in, everyone's on the same page, and everyone's improvising, and it's so solid that like everything is connected, and it feels like a rush. Like you could feel like the connection. It's like a spark, it feels great. Like that's where all the stupid faces start coming in with musicians and everything. People like to like laugh at the funny faces, like the piano player that I play with a lot, he'll and I tend to go like this, like, and we make fun of each other's faces, but like as funny as that means that like my spirit is in the music. When I lose control of my face completely, that means that my soul is in the music and I am alive. I am feeling it. I am there in the moment. Every millisecond is the world. It means everything. We're in this glorious moment together, and the edge of time is just moving along ever so slowly, and we're just feeling it. We're feeling the vibe. We're all connected. It's amazing. It's magical, and it feels young. And it's a similar thing with collecting. I feel that way. Not at that same exact level, because the time aspect of it in the moment isn't being held on, but there's still this great exhilaration of joy that I get when I'm talking to other collectors, and we think about how a certain part of a movie went, or how the character was flushed out, or how awesome the engineering on this transformer came out, and everybody's vibing off of that and experiencing the same joy. It reminds you of from being a kid and having that strong energy of like, oh, this is so awesome, this is great. And when you have that with other people, it gives you that same uplifting, youthful feeling of enjoying those moments. The more moments you have where people are smiling and happy and everything, it's like that's the real shit. That's how you want to look back on life and be thankful that you have those moments. Those are the moments where it really matters more than anything else, right?
I totally agree, and I feel also your passion when you talk about that during this moment. I love it because we are so similar for that because of about music, about collecting toys. Is and also when you play music with other guys, there is a magic chemistry that you forget everything when you create. Also, when I write my novel, because I publish my novel in Italian.
Oh, great!
And but in my desk there are other 30 novels that I never published before because I wrote novel after novel. And when I wrote a novel, I used the music. I choose like a soundtrack to start the novel.
Wow!
And when I start, I don't know everything. I don't know what is the first step. I'm scared of nothing. I put the music, the headphone. I watch the screen. I never watch the keyboard, and I write the story with the music. I go to another world, and this is so magic because when I go, it looks like another world with the characters that I created, but maybe they have their own life because I schedule nothing. And this is so magic, like when I'm composing a song or when you made a concert, because I'm also a singer. And when I sing, I work with some big musician in Italy. I was a supporter. I made the opener of some concert in Italy many years ago. And remember when I goes to the crowd and because of I was the opener of this concert, the people knows my song before, and maybe it was 6,000 people. Was unbelievable. What awesome days. The problem is that if you want to be professional music in Italian, you find many closed doors because I have many artists, a friend of mine in Italy, but the producer says this is good, awesome music, but where is the marketing? With the market for that music, with the target? Because if you write something different that doesn't follow in some type of music, you are in trouble in Italy, however. And because of that, I start to become a writer, because to go in another world and to find an escape, I started collecting toys to find another escape, to find some still artist in another way, because I'm a YouTuber also as an artist.
I think so, depending on what you.
Just to share our passion, but back to the Transformers.
Oh yeah, I know. I could talk about I could talk about music forever. My wife, just ask my wife. I will go on talking about music for days.
I have an idea, because we're both musicians. If you want, the next time we can do we can talk and play music at the same times to have something different that maybe is different to see some YouTubers that do that. Maybe we are the only one musician, I believe. And it should be
the Hong. Probably the Hong is a good one. And
we can make a trio.
Yeah. And
you play
drums too.
You play drum. I play piano, and this guy which instrument plays.
And then Jobby is a singer. He's a vocalist.
We can try to create a song live. It could be
cool. Yeah. Let's go for it. I always had a hard time trying to teach drum lessons through Zoom and stuff, but yeah, StreamYard seems like it's really smooth. I don't know. See, like that's the only thing that I mean. If I could, can I try something with you really fast?
Yes, you can.
I'm curious if you can hear that.
Yes, I hear.
But could you keep a beat to that, or is that too much? Oh, you can, yeah. It's a little tricky, huh? Yeah. Nice, nice. I feel like that my sound faded out a little bit, but we were able to hang on for a while there.
Yes, yes. We
Awesome,
can do
awesome.
something.
I'm
We
just
can do something.
thank you. I want to get an idea right there of how well it translates. So I may try to contact some of my students in using StreamYard. Appreciate it. Yeah,
No,
maybe
more,
we'll
more.
go-
Maybe we can do some. Maybe we can try to do something together. Maybe next time, because maybe I choose another time because where I live now,
Oh, it's,
I live in the night because I'm a radio musician, and also you have two channels to USA audience. Therefore,
mm.
in general, I live in the night, but now where I live are 3 a.m. and 52.
Oh shoot! Oh, it's 3.
Therefore,
Oh wow!
therefore, if you want to play together music, maybe it's better to choose another time because maybe the neighbor become crazy.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to make another thing with the drums, because I won't do that. I never made before a live stream with another musician playing music. I like this stuff.
Yeah,
Also
yeah, me
because
too.
to understand what happened, to an improvisation. I like it. And we can do a jam session live. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm down, and I could play with brushes. I have brushes that would fit a little bit better, wouldn't be too loud. So, the wire brushes on the drum set, so it's nice and soft.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so
We can do that. I want it. There is also some question for the fan.
yeah,
Maybe
sure,
I
yeah.
put a question.
Hmm.
Uh,
We've got about 10 minutes. Oh, sweet. Shartimus.
ShartimusPrime, you can read also. Okay.
Oh,
What are the latest tools and toys do you like or you wish to see revisited as such as Thundercats, Bravestar, then Raiders, Max, etc.?
um, Thundercats, Dino Riders. I loved Dino Riders. Silverhawks, Thundercats, Silverhawks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dino Riders. Um, what was those dinosaur lizard creatures? Or was that Dino Riders? I think that was Dino Riders. And then there was I liked He-Man and the Masters of the Universe for a little bit, but I wasn't huge on He-Man, but I did like it. I did like She-Ra. I think I watched She-Ra more than He-Man, which is kind of funny. And then I watched all kinds of cartoons. Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Yes.
I remember I was really into dinosaurs when I was a kid, but a lot of those cartoons, I liked G.I. Joe too. Even though Transformers was my main thing, I'd watch G.I. Joe. All that. There wasn't that many. Oh, Turbo Teen was like the very first one I remember. Like that was the first one. I used to watch Knight Rider with my dad. I remember that watching Knight Rider as a kid. So a lot of stuff with cars and dinosaurs was like a lot of the 80s stuff I was into.
And what about the Filmation Ghostbusters? Do you remember that?
The
Filmation Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah. That was great. Yeah, I loved that show. Great toys too.
Yes.
Really, really cool toys. I had like almost all of those monsters, like the football player's mouth opens up and stuff. Like the butt is the mouth.
Those are the real Ghostbusters.
Oh, the real Ghostbusters. That's
Because
right.
the Filmation Ghostbusters are the guys with Primeval in the cartoon. Do you remember the gorilla with the Ghostbusters? They are a little bit obscure line also.
Oh no, I may have missed out on those. No. But you did remind me of Battle Beasts. I did like Battle Beasts when I was a kid. I actually ordered a couple of new Battle Beasts uh, from Takara's re-release line that they're doing right now. But yeah, I like Battle Beasts. But yeah, I didn't catch those those giant gorilla Ghostbusters, huh?
Yeah, the Filmation Ghostbusters, the name is Ghostbuster, created by Filmation, the same company that created Brave Star, She-Ra, He-Man, and these cartoons. They are so cool, however. But they are also unlucky, serious, because the filmation Ghostbusters coming out in the same time they start also the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon, a little bit based on the movie. Therefore,
Yeah.
this other version of Ghostbusters has no so pop. In Italy, it's popular. I
Mm.
understand that in the US not so much, but reverse in Italy the Thundercats are not so popular. Also, Silverhawks not so popular.
Oh wow.
I don't know why there's different situation. But speaking of Transformer action figure, what to you? What is the best line, the best company that made Transformers? Do you think Takara Tomy or Hasbro? What is your favorite for Transformers figure?
Well, I've always been confused with that because I always was under the impression that it was Takara Tomy doing everything, and then Hasbro bought the license to some of their stuff. But I don't really know. Like I always feel like everything seems like it comes from Takara Tomy, but then Hasbro's like, oh yeah, that like we're licensing you to do this. Where Takara Tomy, like with Masterpiece, they make it on their own. But I mean, yeah, I mean to answer the question, Takara Tomy is number one. I love Takara Tomy. Like I think they're geniuses. Like I remember they're at last toy fair I was at, or was it 2 toy fairs ago? The design team from Takara Tomy was there at the Hasbro showroom, and they're all sitting in a row. And I remember like looking at them like, these guys are the geniuses behind all of this stuff. Like, I can't believe it. Like I can't. And later on in the showroom, they had a Masterpiece. I think it was Wheeljack and Prime and Bumblebee. And I just had to tell them, like, I think you guys are so brilliant. I love your engineering, your artistry. You guys are amazing. I'm such a huge fan of their work. I think they are phenomenal. I worship them almost like one of my favorite bands, where it's like I don't think they could do any wrong. I think they they do great work. They make mistakes, I'm sure. Yeah, there's choices, but overall, I love what they do.
Maybe the only problem for Takara Tomy is the price because it's not cheap price.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem, and maybe that is the biggest problem. I mean, I always find things to complain about. I'm really good at that. I always so like paint chipping happens sometimes, that bothers me, and then the price, and sometimes things look a little too cluttered, and the price point is so high. I don't fully understand that, but at the same time, I'm trying to imagine what would a factory look like putting together all of these tiny little Transformers Masterpiece figures. Like, who's putting them together?
And what do you think about the Super 7 Transformers reaction? Because we know they haven't the gimmick of transformation. But
Mm-hmm.
speaking of the likeness of the cartoon, I think they are nice, and so also the price is not big to have a full collection.
Yeah.
But what do you think about these figures?
I mean, I typically am not really big into Transformers that don't transform. Like, I really like the ones that do transform over anything else. I think they look good for good retro looking figures. I mean, a lot of them I think would be cooler mint on card, but I think they look pretty cool. I think there was it Super 7 that was doing something kind of like the RED line, where it's like more articulated.
The Ultimates. They made the Ultimates figure now.
Okay, yeah, the Ultimates, that interests me. So I may pick up their Optimus Prime because it looks really good. See, like I most of the time I don't like Transformers that don't transform, but the ones that look really good, I want. Like, I think Flame Toys has my interest, and of course 3-0. I think they make amazing figures. So yeah, those those Ultimate Super 7 figures do interest me. They look badass. So I may end up getting one of those. I might. We'll see.
And what do you think about some, back to the cartoon once again, with some character that rebirth with a new name, something new color? For example, Soundwave to Sound Blaster, or Blaster to Twin Cast. What do you think about this stuff to put once again the same character with a different color, repainting also the cartoon?
Yeah, that always annoyed me. Like, I mean, the Sound Blaster as opposed to just are you talking about like repaints like Soundwave and Sound Blaster, or just like
No, Sound Blaster was the repainting character of Soundwave because it's
right?
the same. Soundwave was blue, the main color, and Sound Blaster is black, the main color.
Hmm.
Or in the Good Boys, the Autobots, Blaster became Twincaster. Blaster was blue, and Twincast in the, I believe, in the third season, I
Oh,
believe,
the blue,
become red. Something
the
that.
other way around. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Twins Caster. I didn't know about that. That the blue blaster. Yeah, some of those. Um, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I get close to being tempted for some of them, but for the most part, I don't indulge because I feel like it's too far. What was one that I really wanted? The two that I really that really stood out to me was I don't remember their names, but it was the tracks painted red, the red tracks, and then the red Sunstreaker masterpiece figure. Like they did the repaint. I can't remember the name of the character now, but that one, like those are I feel like are kind of silly repaints. But for some reason that Sunstreaker masterpiece figure with the red looked really cool to me. I really was thinking about swooping up on that, but maybe one day, not anytime soon, but one day later down the line, we'll see. I have a lot of masterpiece figures as it is, so careful. We got that Unicron.
Unicorn however, is a character that appears also in the older cartoon because in the movie 1986 movie appears Unicorn, and the voice of Unicorn was played by Orson Welles.
Hmm.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
the legendary Orson Welles.
Yeah, I thought that was great that they did that, and Leonard Nimoy's in there, and the whole awesome cast. That was pretty impressive. That Unicron figure is amazing. I have the ship right here from that comes with it. Oh, it's all you can see the light. I have
Oh,
Unicron
cool.
in another room. This is I called this the Ark in my unboxing by accident, but you can see the
Oh, cool. And you
yeah.
have you start the video for that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to start working on it tonight. It's going to take me several days because it's so big. It's so
It's
huge.
huge.
It is huge and heavy. Like you got to be strong to carry this thing around. I'm no weak dude, man. I am not weak, but that thing is heavy. Like you got to really like do your push-ups, lift your weights a little bit before it shows up so that you could lift that guy up. It's really heavy. It's and some of the
I had
joints are
the,
really
I
hard. They
had
are really,
I had the same problem when I received there is just the poster. However, the Snake Mountain playset for
Oh
Master Unique.
yeah.
And I remember that this playset comes to me few days before Christmas, and
Mm,
I was so excited, like a child. Back to the philosophy of child inside of us,
yeah.
and was huge. Also difficult to drive in from the door of the background to the my toy room because now I right here in a living room because with the piano. But I have a big huge room is my toy room, also my studio, and
Mm.
you have to go to the ramp. It was not easy travel with this big box like that, so
Jeez.
heavy and also so fragile at the same time. And you
Yeah.
think about if it was broken during this moment, I will be in a nightmare
Oh
because
God.
in that moment you can be in a nightmare if you broken the figure or the
Oh.
playset, or a dream if you everything go well because also I pay so much for this playset.
Oh yeah. I think like $600 or something like that. Oh, kind
And
of like the Unicron, right?
me more because I live in Italy.
Oh,
Therefore, I
is
put
this?
for a retailer in Europe, and in euro I pay almost 1,000 euro. I
Oh
don't know
wow.
in euro what this means because I'm bad with the numbers. Therefore, I don't know. However,
You're,
was
yeah.
therefore you and also I waste so much to have this play set. There was a difficult moment to use this with this
Hey,
big box.
But that thing is amazing, though. It must have been worth it, because I've watched a couple. I don't really collect Masters of the Universe, but I did watch a couple of reviews on it, and I was like, wow, I am so happy for them. That looks so much fun. Like the whole thing with the bridge, and it has the table, and all the different characteristics of that. It's so badass. I think it's so cool. But
I made also stop motion with because in this channel I made some stop motion. If you want, I can show you. I need to find, but it's not difficult. Because in this channel I made some stop motion. One stop motion with my WWF Hasbro figure. Along with my friends, I create a weekly show with the matcha. I create also some custom figure like King Kong Bundy never made before. No, I create the story like a Federation of Wrestling. And now I start also a Master of the Universe series of stop motion.
Oh, excellent.
Particularly the stop motion you can see, because I have 3 different types of stop motion. WWF House stop motion, or Master of the Universe, or Food Fighters. What do you think prefer?
Food Fighters? You have Food Fighters stop motion?
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. Oh,
choose which you prefer.
I'm curious that it's between the Masters of the Universe and the Food Fighters one, but yeah, the Master. I'd like to see some good Masters of the Universe stop motion. I'm gonna say that one first.
Okay, I find it now is the first episode this one, because it's a new project on this channel, and now I find that I need to share in a few seconds because I need to remove the YouTube ads during the. Okay. Okay. I made this. No. Because it's just an improvisation. Okay. Share.
Yeah. Stop motion takes a long time, man.
Okay.
Did you see the Snyder cut? Ooh.
No.
Okay.
You can start. Okay, I can start.
Tiny Man, the powerful man in the universe.
This is the intro.
And I reign on the Sunday Castle of Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
Oh, that thing is so sick. Oh. Wow. Nice. Very cool.
This is just the first episode, because and now I remove. I believe stop screen this one. Okay. We are.
Well done. Yeah, that must have been hard getting him to climb all the way up there and everything too. Huh?
Yeah, it's also because the stairs are so small to put the figure. It looks like climbing the Snake Mountain.
Yeah, that's tricky. Yeah, I use a lot of sticky tack. I don't know if you ever get that. That stuff helps so much sometimes. Some of the silly things that I've done doing stop motion, and yeah, that helps me put things on sticks and make things float in the air and everything.
There is some comments. There's someone for the stop motion.
Yeah, the sound effects sound really good. Yeah. Those effects were dope. Very well placed.
There is also some comments for both. So many classic characters beat the dust in the movie. I believe it was before for the movie.
Uh-huh.
Which time we have again to do this? When you need to go, give me some signs because.
Oh yeah, I got about 5 minutes left, which is pretty good
Okay.
because I gotta call my grandmother and take care of some other video stuff.
You still have a grandmother?
Yeah. Hopefully, she's doing okay. She has some heart problems, so she called me last night and she said that, hey, I mean, my grandmother is she's over dramatic and she could be funny, and she's like, I'm calling you because the doctor said I might die, so I may die tonight, and I want to call you. And I was like, okay, you're gonna be fine, but like, okay. And sure enough, she's still with us, but yeah, I could tell that I should probably call her today just just in case. So
Okay, no problem. Family is, but it's good to have. You're lucky to have grandmother again, also because.
Oh yeah. Especially I'm gonna be 40 this year, so almost 40 with a grandmother still. That's very lucky, I think. Like
so one talks about my my look, says about Matt Hatter because I have the top hat. It's my gimmick.
Yeah.
I use also this because I still the same when I was in my show. In general, I use many ads, many stuff, and also the gimmick. Also, I use this gimmick also when I go on TV in Italy. However, therefore, is my character.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's cool. I like
What
it.
do you think about the modern movie of Transformers, like Bumblebee, for example?
Oh, that's my favorite Transformers movie. I love that movie. That one's my favorite. I know it's I know a lot of people say they like other ones more than that one, but yeah, the Bumblebee movie is my favorite one. I really like what they did with that one. I'm super
I
happy.
think that with the speaking of technology helps very well this movie today. The visual effect that we have today is help very well this type of movie, because did movie like that in the 80s was impossible to me with the same.
Oh yeah.
Especially for Transformers, because the joints, the transformation effect is not easy to do, in my opinion.
No. I can't even imagine how they would do it, but yeah, you have to have the computers.
We have 3 minutes left. The 4 short questions by me. First, pick your favorite Autobots and your favorite Decepticon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Optimus Prime. It's always like the 3 I have to pick. It's always hard after that. I always feel like my top 3 were Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Jazz. Like those are my 3 favorite ones, I think. As a kid growing up, I mean, as I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate a lot more of them differently. And then my 3 favorite Decepticons, Starscream, and I mean, yeah, definitely Starscream, Megatron. Starscream first, though. That's my favorite Decepticon. And then I really liked Galvatron. Like Galvatron, I don't really get. I feel like Galvatron was like the dopest new character. I felt like they should have done with Galvatron what they did with all of the other Transformers, because they could have had the new toy and then had a new character, but it's not so completely different. You know what I mean? Like, you could see Galvatron. I know they're different, but like they're still so similar where it doesn't feel like a shock to me. And the transformation is dope. It's a great idea, isn't it? Like to go from the stationary turret cannon, from a gun, it makes a lot more sense for him to turn into like that blaster cannon. I loved that. I thought that was cool. So yeah, Galvatron's way up there for me. I like Galvatron. But Devastator. Holy crap. Starscream, Devastator, and then Megatron, and then Galvatron. Sorry. Love Devastator. Gotta throw Devastator all the way up there.
Devastator. There is also
the combiners I love.
a message for you. It says, Shartimus, I just want to say thanks for all of your great content over the years. You helped inspire me to start my own YouTube channel.
Oh, right on. one-man toy show. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm happy to inspire. Very happy
It's
to
cool
inspire.
that because we are inspired, but maybe we can be inspiration also for other people. This is the rule for the artist. This one, no. For example, when you play drums, you are inspired by other drummer. Okay?
Yeah.
This is cool. I believe we have. It's time to say goodbye because we are about 60 minutes in the interview.
Yeah. All right,
Before-
I can take a last-minute question if you have them. It's not like the my computer will not explode right at the 1 hour mark. I can answer another question.
There is another question for another fan. Okay, Metzko messed up the
70.
Save A Superman with the stitching and logo placement. Your opinions?
I thought that there was one of those faces on that Superman that really turned me off, and I'm really, really happy with my NECA Christopher Reeve Superman. So I honestly I didn't really want that figure that much to begin with. Like, so I didn't know about those QC issues, those other problems with the S. And then what was the other problem? That he said the S was put on there wrong. And then what was the other thing?
In the question, you mean?
Stitching logo placement. Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't even really catch that. I was distracted by the face, but now I kind of want to see it. Hold on a second. Let me Mezco. Okay, I should get going soon. But Mezco, Superman. Hold on.
With the stitching and logo placement.
Oh, I could see where. I see on the final. Okay.
I play a little music when you search.
Yeah. I'm looking at all these pictures right here.
It's a good figure to me, I believe.
It doesn't look that bad. Yeah.
Christopher has a Christopher Reeve likeness.
There was one of the faces I didn't like, but I feel like the stitching and everything. I think it's too long, maybe.
Something weird in the face, yes.
But that's not even the bad face, though. Oh, this is the bad face. This is the face I did not like. Like that face, like.
No, it's not the Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, there's something like about the teeth is kind of weird.
Sad story for Christopher Reeve, where Christopher Reeve actor was as a sad story, where.
Oh, I know. Could you? Oh God, yeah. It was like a sad story that never ended. Right? His wife ended up getting cancer and dying or something like right after. It was like God, so sad.
So sad and fragile story at the same time.
Yeah.
And speaking of story, I forgot a little things about the Super God Master Force, because there's something that a little bit I don't like for this series, because in one episode, at the Decepticon killed a little dog, and to me this thing was maybe when I saw that I stopped. No, I don't want to watch again, because I love so much the dog. I have also a pug, a little dog, and I think why the writer decide to put the second to kill. Yes, we know after the death of Optimus Prime, start to kill everyone in this series. But a little dog, to me, is too much.
Yeah, dude, what the hell's up with that? I'm not a big fan of that. That's ridiculous.
Yes, it was my opinion, especially in the cartoon, that in those days for the kids. I don't know why they say that. It's not good. And speaking of the cartoon, once again, maybe the last question: Rodimus Prime. Rodimus Prime left the headmaster in the beginning of the series and never come back. To me, it was so weird, because also the last time we saw Galvatron, you imagine that maybe he will return also Rodimus Prime, but never returns. Maybe there's something wrong in the script to me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like that whole series was just really bizarre. But at the same time, like, I'm finally starting to get over my hatred for Rodimus Prime. I'm one of those people that really feels like Optimus Prime died because of Rodimus. and that upsets me. Like that always made me hate that character. Also because I loved Ultra Magnus, and I felt he's kind of snatched the matrix of leadership from Ultra Magnus. So that always bothered me. So I always thought Rodimus was a shitty character. But and I never owned a Rodimus Prime figure until I got this one.
Oh, cool.
No, it's not cool. It's Rodimus Prime. No, I'm just kidding. It's the little figurine that comes with Unicron. There's a Galvatron.
Wow, it's so small.
Yeah, it's super tiny. And there's my first Rodimus Prime figure in my collection. My very, very first Rodimus Prime, right there.
Wow.
I'm getting over it though. I think I actually did pull the trigger and bought the Studio Series Rodimus Prime. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I could stomach owning a full, sized Transformer of Rodimus. So,
I never had Rodimus Prime figure in general.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I like the Takara Tomy based on the old cartoon, but the problem is the price. And sometimes I decide to collect other things because with the same price, I can collect more figures. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
Because to have the full collection, G1 inspired figure from Takara Tomy, you need to...
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't get the Masterpiece. I got just the Studio Series one because the Masterpiece is way too expensive for Rodimus for me. I would not buy that. But yeah, this was like $30. Yeah, 30 US. So it wasn't too bad for the. I think it's a Voyager class figure. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, but on to I have a hard time saying no to cool Transformers toys in general, and it looked like a cool figure, so I ended up picking it up.
Very cool. Speaking of especially for the engineer behind, because also it's not easy to transform the figure during a review because I'm not very good at this stuff. To transformation, I fear to broken the figure because with this the good way you need to read the instruction again.
Yeah. No, it's definitely very tricky. It's definitely it's tricky. I've had to do many reshoots and stuff like that. It's hard. Yeah, it gets hard, but
it's yes.
Yeah. But
maybe it's time to go, my friend.
I gotta get rolling. Yeah. I got some family stuff to take care of.
It's time to go to the piano and to say goodbye to ShartimusPrime, but maybe in the return for more music stuff together.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Thanks for watching, my friend. This is Mr. Hallam in the world of toys, along with ShartimusPrime. And don't forget to follow ShartimusPrime on his channel, subscribe his channel, and also this one. And don't forget, if you save your child inside of you, my friends, you will live forever. Thanks for watching. Thank you, ShartimusPrime, to enjoy the stream. Thank you, guys. So long, everybody. From me and ShartimusPrime.
Yeah. Toys are hella sick. All right, you guys.